Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Now this is actually one that can work with a couple of different flight simulators, but I want to share with you yet another add-on. Now, before everyone gets all worried, and by the way, sorry about the smack there, didn't mean to. Yes, this is a payware software. However, it offers quite a bit, and I guess it's really going to be dependent on what you're looking for in your add-ons, right? In your modifications. If you're flying the general aviation aircraft, probably not going to want this as much. But if you're flying the big airliners, it really does add a lot, especially if you're doing something like myself and doing content creation. So I'm going to walk through with you guys, some of its features. But first, we're going to get into the installation. I'm going to walk you guys through it step by step. And then we'll get into the sim and see how it actually operates, all right? So the first thing that you're going to want to get before you worry about this is you're going to want to get FSUIPC7 beta version. And actually, I think there's a release version on it now. You can either follow the link that will be in the description below, which will give you to the beta download, or there is, I believe it is, like I said, there is a release version, which you can just Google FSUIPC7, and solve all your problems there. Give me just a second. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Have the window open. It's a gorgeous day out here in Tucson for once, so kind of trying to soak that up. I'm actually getting cold air into the house in Tucson, Arizona. It's really nice. Anyway, so first step here is we're going to grab FSUIPC7. So whatever means you choose to do so, that's up to you guys. There will be a link in the description down below. Alright, so now let's go ahead and first thing you're going to want to do, obviously, is unpack the zip file, and which gives us this guy right here. Now, before you run this installer, create a folder for its location first, okay, because it doesn't automatically pack it. So we're going to go to my installation directory and just call it FSUIPC7. Okay, and now let's run the installer. And let's find our directory. And hit install. Now, if you don't have a license key, you can skip this part. So we'll do that. And I'm going to go ahead and let it create a desktop shortcut. We can always delete it later, but for now, we'll let it create it. Okay, now it does come with a guide right here, installing and registering, walks you through step by step, and even in the guide it tells you it's not required to register it. I believe just some of the features may be deprecated without it, but it appears to work for PACX, which is what we're running it for today. Okay, so now we're done with that part. So let's go ahead and minimize all this for a minute. And here's our installation shortcut, so we're going to run it. And you can see what it did here. By the way, you do need to make sure you have SimConnect installed as well. But I believe it's installed with Microsoft Flight Simulator. But again, the documentation will let you know if you need a later version of it. And I believe it even tells you where to find it. And you can just Google SimConnect download, and it'll take you to the latest release of it. So this part's normal. And also, if you do not have... oh, you know what? I think it's PACX that does that. Disregard that. I'm going to shut my mouth for a minute. We'll get to that. Alright, and I believe it launches the simulator now. And it did. So we'll let that finish. We'll let it launch the sim. What it's doing is configuring everything right now. Then I'm going to close it down and we'll install PACX. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording here, but just know all I'm doing is waiting for the sim to come up and then I'm shutting it down. Okay? Alright, so we have FSUIPC7 installed. So now it's time to move on to everything else. This is an add-on for PACX safety announcements that actually increases the volume of what's available to it. So we will come back to this in just a moment. After you purchase it, okay, you do get an email that tells you how to download it and also gives you a user guide. Make sure you grab both of those. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so anyway. So download the software, you download the documentation, and that should present us. Let's go back here a little bit. With these two. Oh, sorry, these two. So here's the user guide. Again, walks through step by step. Not going to display it today. Not really critical for what we're looking for at the moment. But we want to run the installer. So let's go ahead and do that. And actually, back up. You also want to create a folder for it as well, as it also does not pack the folder. Okay, so let's do that. And let's run our installation. Okay, we're going to find our directory. There we go. I agree. Next. I'm going to move this off screen for a minute. Grab one of those. And you'll have to create a registration for the website. Now, it only gives you 3 activations, so be careful. So I'm pasting in my activation code under the serial and just hitting install. Now we can move forward. Now it will want to set DirectX, so accept the agreement. Do not install a Bing bar unless you want add-ons and crap in your browser. Now, DirectX, if you do not have the version, so I've already ran through the installation once before, so it was already there. If you don't have the version, it's going to tell you that it needs to restart in order to function. That will not stop you from completing the installation, so make sure that you tell it you will restart later. Otherwise, what has to happen is you restart the installation of this and you burn another registration, okay? So, like, I think I just used my last one because of that. So, just a little caveat there. So, hit finish. Now this guy completes. So again, when DirectX finishes installing, if you don't have that version, tell it to restart later. And just remember that after this installation completes, to restart the box. All right, it's pretty quick stuff. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit finish. I don't want to run it just yet. And now let's see what we can do about this guy. All right, so it goes into our documents PACX folder, default folder. Let's see here. Just put the files into the PACX created for these. Just looking here for a minute. All right, so let's go to our PACX folder and see what we get. And let's go back here. Applications, PACX. All right. So now there's that. And so now we're looking at this download here. So let me go back to my downloads. And we're looking for this guy. Oh, come on, man. And it says to put it in just put these files in the folder that PACX created for these. Default folder, documents, PACX. So let's check PACX or documents folder. It could be there. It is there. All right. And there they are. So we're just going to take this guy right here and drop him in. All right. And that should be it for here. So at this point, next step is I'm going to start the simulator. All right, so now we're in the sim. We're getting the aircraft loaded up here. I've got the flight plan all set up on sim brief here. We just need to enter it in the aircraft. And we've got our luggage and catering going on here. So now let's go ahead and jump into the seat here and see what kind of options we have here. So first thing I'm going to do is just set up like I normally would. Everything's pretty dim here. Not going to worry about a whole lot, just more or less demonstrating. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that PACX executable. So if we come here, go to our applications, go to PACX, and find the PACX exe. ask you that. Say yes. Wants to know where my X-plane directory is. So I'm going to go ahead and find it. Yes. Okay. And now we need to start a flight. So there's a career mode. I'm not going to worry about the career mode today. But, again, I've created a flight plan through SimBrief right here. And so I'm just going to use some of this information to do it. So we're just going to go next. Departure code. We're in Las Vegas. We're going to Tucson. Our flight number today is American Airlines 4312. Cruise altitude for today is 290. Flight time. Let me find my projected flight time. I always forget where that is. I don't normally pay attention to it. Looks like flight time is only about 20 minutes. Make sure I'm looking at this right. Give me a second here. Guess that would make sense. So we're going to just go 0 here. We'll put 25 minutes. Time until takeoff. We'll put that at 30 minutes. Oh, probably don't want to do that. Sorry. I think the first number is hours, if I remember correctly. And we're going to do 30 minutes. Aircraft, we're running, so here's our list of aircraft that are available. There's quite a bit. So mostly the big airliners, but still. So let's find our A320. There it is. And our passenger count for today is... Scroll down the flight plan. We have 112 souls on board today. Can I just click that? No? Alright. Gosh darn it. I hate that. There, finally. Alright, then we hit next. And we can say aircraft is equipped with Wi-Fi. You can play boarding music if you want. It's got built-in tunes. In which case, you'll select it. So, let's see here. See what our options are here. These are all from that expansion pack that we installed. I think it's only got like 3 if you do that. So we'll just do ambient. I'm not going to use a custom safety brief today. Well, actually, let me click on this. See what it says. American. We do want that. All right, so let's do that. And we'll just start there. Serve meals. We're not going to do meals today. No meal service. But we will do snacks and drink service. Okay, so I've seen this before, and this is an issue with the FSUIPC7, so it's not running. So give me a second here. So all I'm going to do is find that directory. Let's go back one, and we're going to launch it. Should be good to go now. There we go. So I just had to wait a second. And that's what we get. And you can move this guy around. Just pick it up, move it wherever you want. And so you can have that going. Meanwhile...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bin and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items in the overhead bin. If you have any trouble finding a location for your carry-on items, please let a flight attendant know and we would be happy to assist you. If the overhead bin is full, please make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Please double check that all your items are put away so that the aisle is clear and other passengers can make their way to their seats. If you're in an emergency exit row, please leave exit seating responsibilities in the car in the seat back in front of you. If you're not able to comply with these actions, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can leave a seat. Now's the time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we ask that once you depart from the gate, you put away any laptops or tablets. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
Let's request our pushback.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 4312, with service to Arizona. Our flight time will be roughly 25 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
Follow along with me, we'll be on our way. Welcome aboard. Before we depart, here are some important safety instructions. First things first, let's buckle those belts. Insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap too tight. To open, simply lift on the top of the buckle.
If you go back to external view, I'm just going to stop him here so we can hear everything inside. Come on, dude, stop.
Electronic devices are put away and your tray table is stowed. If you have a carry-on, push it all the way under the seat in front of you. If it won't fit, place it in the overhead bin. If you have a handheld device, please switch it to airplane mode now. You'll find our full electronic device policy in the back of your American Way. U.S. law prohibits smoking, including electronic cigarettes, at any time. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying smoke detectors in the laboratories may result in a fine. U.S. law requires all to comply with lighted and posted signs and crew member instructions. Now let's review the safety card. Please pay close attention, and before you know it, we'll be off. All exits on this airplane are clearly marked. Take a moment to locate the nearest one. Keep in mind, it may be behind you. All exits have evacuation slides to use in an emergency. When directed to exit, jump onto the slide and move away from the airplane. Some slides may also be used as a raft, except those over the wings. You'll find the exact location on your safety card. This aircraft is designed with escape lighting on or near the floor. A sign will indicate you have reached your exit. In the event of an evacuation, escape headlighting will appear. Follow the lights until you've reached your exit. Leave all carry-ons behind. Just head quickly and safely to the nearest exit, and don't forget, it may be behind you. Now, if the airplane loses pressure, oxygen masks will drop automatically. While remaining seated with your seatbelt fastened, pull down on the mask to extend the tubing. The yellow cup goes over your nose and mouth like so, then slip the band over your head to secure the mask to your face. The band adjusts automatically. Normal breathing will start the flow of oxygen. And remember to always put your own mask on first before helping others. Life vests are located either under or next to your seat. To remove the vest, pull the tab or compartment handle to break the seal. For help locating them, see your safety card. Remove the vest from the package like this. Put the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, attach the buckle, and pull tight. Once outside, pull the tab to inflate your vest or blow into the red tube on the side. In the water, a light on your vest will illuminate. And please, only inflate your vest outside the airplane. Now, your seat cushion may be used as a flotation device. Just remove the lower cushion and put your arms through the straps found on the opposite side. The crew will now be coming around to do a final cabin check. After takeoff, we'll be back with more information. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. As always, we're here to make your flight great. Because great is what we're going for.
We're just going to go toga. What is up with that? There's V1. And let's rotate. Flaps up. Go ahead and set the autopilot. Let's reduce our thrust levers to the climb position. Again, so I think these
We have now passed 2000 feet. You may turn on larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of the flight and do not form a line near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you'll be directed to a page containing small key for internet access. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi and you'll be able to access our wide range of free live TV and movies library.
Alright, so we're up at our cruise altitude. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to turn the seatbelt sign off. And the interact, I believe, had one. Yep.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move about the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when seated in case of unexpected turbulence. We have begun our final descent into Arizona. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Not one of my best landings, but it worked. Ooh, got a little too hot on the brakes apparently. That sucks. Alright, so since I suck, probably a bad view. Alright, cool. Ah, I forgot to start the APU. I suppose we can switch to external power. I guess I don't need the APU. So we getting closing messages here? It's straight to deboarding, huh? All right, guys. Well, so it's pretty fun. It's definitely a neat little add-on, showing everybody deboarding here. Let me move this over. Well, I'd like to know where he's going. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little showcase. There wasn't much, and at the very least, consider getting it. It is kind of cool. I'm kind of curious to see what other options we have. 30 minutes behind schedule. That was terrible. Anyway, as always, guys, links in the description below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.